This is your bloom check for the National Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C. for April 9th, 2011. There's barely any blossoms on the ground and very few left on this white tree. Although you can see today the green leaves are starting to emerge. Now this is a very important day for these trees. Today was the day of the parade and the Japanese street fair, celebrating the planting of these trees on March 27th of 1912, which would be 99 years ago. Next year will be the 100th anniversary of the planting of these trees. Now if you cross the bridge, for proximity purposes, if you look over in this area that stretches out into the Tidal Basin, that's where the first trees were planted in 1912. And there is in fact a plaque on the ground to commemorate that. Although the two trees specifically are not identified, but it's believed that they're pretty close to that plaque. Now these two trees that we're looking at are not completely indicative of what all of the trees will look like here in DC. Now if you look across the street, there is a white tree right here which is very, very popular. Lots of people taking photographs, and it's in what looks like peak bloom, or even the stage known as puffy white. Although most of the blossoms have fallen already the day of the parade, there are still some trees that do have full blossoms, which exactly are right across the street. Now I want to remind you something. Our good friend Paddles the Beaver, do y'all know what his message is? Don't pick the blossoms. It's very simple. If you pick them, you're really hurting the tree. And for all of the people who come to see the blossoms, they won't be here. So listen to your friend, Paddles the Beaver, and do not pick the blossoms. The other thing you might not have thought of, what if you see one on the ground? Don't pick them. This is right here part of the natural beauty, to see these blossoms fallen, rested on the ground, and the new leaves coming out. And that's your National Cherry Blossom Festival bloom check for April 9th, 2011.